Hi, just a very quick update video. I've been quite busy again, so I've got the wiring all now nicely wrapped and supported in loads of places. Here's the ECU mounted onto the back of the engine bay, and then the relays and stuff are in this waterproof box that goes at the side. To be honest, they're all waterproof anyway, and the engine bays hardly ever gets even any moisture in. It's very dry here, so that should be fine. I've just started doing stuff like tidying up some of the wiring. I've had it on the computer doing some tuning, and it starts and idles okay now, but I'm still waiting for the bracket for the throttle cable. So I've got the throttle cable, put a new one on. There should be a spring that goes on here and attaches to the back of the plenum just down here. So that's on order, and then I'd be able to use the throttle. Just got to tweak that. So yeah, it's sort of now getting to the point where I think everything's safe and out of the way, so I can road test it and get it tuning itself. It'll probably need to go on a rolling road, I would think, to optimize it, because the settings, the software is obviously relatively sophisticated, more than I am, and basically I think I'm not going to get the most out of it if I do it myself. Just one thing on the throttle cable, you need a little pin that goes through here. The throttle cable clamps at this end here. If you have to replace them, about halfway through, there's a little plastic clip with a 10mm nut and bolt on it that attaches to the chassis, and the bit that comes back to the engine bay is what looks like a traditional throttle cable. The bit that goes to the front is just like the inner bit, and there's a plastic tube it slides into, which you probably, well, you can't see under here at all, but the plastic clip is back there, and then it goes right up to the front of the van, and you gain access to it through the front indicator, and you can't really see it in there at all, but basically somewhere in there you will see the probably just at the back here, you'll see where it comes out. So what I did is I undid this end, and use a size 8 spanner, tied a bit of string to the end of the cable, pulled the fine front half of the cable back to the middle, unbolted it there, and then tied another bit of string onto the bit in the boot and pulled that through to the middle, and then you can pull the new one through in both directions. Without doing that, it would be quite fiddly to push it through from the middle to the front, so that's the easiest thing. So really it just needs the bracket, and that's good to go. So far so good. No other mishaps other than this breather hose came off actually when I was test running it, and then obviously it had a massive air leak into the plenum, so the revs went up massively, and what I had to do there, well, I had to run and turn it off, but fortunately I'd set a rev limit when I had done the preliminary parameters on the software, so it cut out at something like 4,500 or 5,000 revs. So fortunately the engine didn't go bang, but it just goes to show you got to be really careful. I'd run it for probably half an hour before that point, but I think probably the hose had got warm, and maybe there was a little backfire or something that caused it to pop off. So you just got to be careful.